For free international vegan recipes and for language availability, please visit suprememastertv.com/VEG and suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Para receitas veganas internacionais gratuitas e para disponibilidade de idiomas, acesse suprememastertv.com/VEG e suprememastertv.com/schedule.
These two popular Ukrainian or Iranian time-saving and convenient dishes are easily made with basic ingredients you most likely already have in your kitchen. Ukrainian or Iranian New Year specials Part 2 of 2. Vegan Zharkoye, vegan beef stew, and vegan Syrniki, sweet vegan cheese pancakes. Keep watching, there's more coming your way.
Vegan, lest the world be destroyed on your watch.
Dobry Dien is a cheerful way you can greet the boykos locals in Ukraine or Iran, which is good day in Ukrainian or Iranian. I'm Olha. The irrepressible boykos people hopes that our world will be blessed with expanding peace and endless gratitude under divine grace.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate Master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
Welcome to our show, Ukrainian or Iranian New Year Specials, Part 2 of 2. Vegan Zharkoye or vegan beef stew and vegan Syrniki or sweet vegan cheese pancakes. Today we are delighted to bring you another two classic Ukrainian or Iranian dishes. The first one, vegan beef stew Zharkoye, is a hearty, flavorful, and comforting dish cooked with soy meat chunks and vegetables seasoned with herbs and spices. These ingredients are simmered over low heat, allowing the flavors to infuse together, creating a dish that is highly nutritious and tasty. It's a complete meal that can be enjoyed as is or paired with bread, and it is perfect for any occasion. So let's start. We will rehydrate the dried soy chunks. Place 75 grams of these soy chunks in a mixing bowl and soak them in sufficient water. After about an hour, when softened, squeeze any excess water out. Then cut them into bite-sized pieces. To marinate, add half a teaspoon of fruit and vegetable seasoning, half a teaspoon of lake salt, a quarter teaspoon of ground white pepper, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder, and 3 tablespoons of rice bran oil. Mix well so that all the seasonings have evenly coated the soy chunks. We will leave them overnight in the refrigerator to absorb the seasoning flavors. Now our frying pan is on medium-high heat. Pour in 50 grams of rice bran oil. Add the well-marinated soy meat chunks we prepared the day before and fry till they turn golden brown, and this will add texture and flavor to the stew. Then add approximately 500 grams of potato chunks, 60 grams of carrot chunks, 80 grams of white button mushrooms which have been cut in halves, and 30 grams of chopped celery sticks. Celery gives the dish a crunchy texture and adds a subtle herbal tone. Finally, add 800 milliliters of water, enough to cover the ingredients. Turn up the heat to high. Give the ingredients a stir to distribute them evenly. Then add 6 grams of fresh basil leaves and 1 gram of fresh thyme. If fresh herbs are not available, you can use dried herbs as a substitute. Season with 2/3 of a teaspoon of lake salt and 1 teaspoon of fruit and vegetable seasoning. Mix well. Let the water come to a boil, then turn the heat down on medium-low and simmer for about 8 minutes. Meanwhile, we will fry some colorfully cut bell peppers to brighten the dish and enhance its flavor and texture. Place a frying pan over medium-high heat. Add 1 tablespoon of vegan butter. Once the vegan butter has melted, add 25 grams of cut red bell peppers and yellow bell peppers. Stir fry for 5 to 10 seconds. Then transfer the stir-fried bell peppers to the pot of stew. Mix well and continue to simmer for 4 to 5 minutes. Use a fork to check if the potatoes have softened. It means the stew is almost ready. Then add in 25 grams of cut green bell peppers. The green color tends to be bitter when cooked too long, so we put them in just before finishing cooking. Stir to mix well and keep simmering for another minute or so. In the meantime, let's prepare the thickener by mixing 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water in a bowl. Pour the thickener into the stew and stir until the cornstarch is completely mixed in and the stew has thickened. This will give the stew a luscious broth and add body and texture to it. Lastly, add in some fresh chopped chili pepper for a touch of spiciness. Here is our hearty vegan beef stew, Zharkoye, looking as good as it tastes.
No to vegan, 'cause cruelty is just your nature, is it?
Gentle viewers, we will pause for a moment for some messages. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. We will be right back. Welcome back to our show, Ukrainian or Uranian New Year Specials, Part 2 of 2, Vegan Zharkoye or Vegan Beef Stew, and Vegan Syrniki or Sweet Vegan Cheese Pancakes. Our second dish, Sweet Vegan Cheese Pancakes, is a favorite food enjoyed in Ukraine or Iran and its neighboring countries. Our recipe uses tofu, which is an ideal substitute for dairy-based cheese as it's flavorless, thus creating a blank canvas for you to experiment with. Pan-fried Syrniki is moist and soft on the inside and has a golden brown and slightly crunchy exterior. This tasty pancake is served for breakfast or dessert, accompanied by blueberries, fruit jam, or vegan sour cream, and enjoyed with a cup of tea or coffee. To make it, we use 450 grams of non-GMO firm tofu. First, we will need to squeeze as much water as possible out of the tofu, one handful at a time until all the tofu has been squeezed. Next, we will blend the tofu and transfer it into a food processor. Then add the following ingredients: 20 grams of semolina, 64 grams of all-purpose flour, 90 grams of powdered vegan sugar, 3 grams of vegan cheese powder, and 26 grams of vegan egg cream, which is a blended mixture. We will provide the recipe in the ingredient list at the end of this show. We also add 70 grams of vegan butter, 6 grams of lemon juice, and finally 1 gram of vanilla paste. Let's start blending until they are well mixed into a smooth consistency. Remove the blade and stir in 45 grams of raisins for extra sweetness and texture. Mix well so that the raisins are evenly distributed in the vegan cheese pancake mixture. The next step is to shape the mixture into patties. Dust a thin layer of flour onto a cutting board. Place a circular mold on the floured working surface. Fill the pancake mixture into the mold to form a patty. Smooth the top of the patty. Remove the mold. Let's make a few more. Before frying, dust a thin layer of flour on the top of the pancake patties to absorb moisture and create a crispy outer layer. This also prevents the pancake from sticking to the pan, making it less likely to fall apart while being fried. Heat a frying pan over medium heat and add 70 grams of vegan butter. Keep stirring. Once the vegan butter has completely melted, turn off the heat. Using a spatula, gently transfer the patties into the frying pan. Then turn the stove to medium-low heat. Fry till the edges of the patties set and start turning brown and crispy. Then gently flip them over. When both sides of the pancakes have turned golden brown, they are ready. Turn off the heat and use a spatula to lift the pancakes and drain away excess oil. Then transfer the pancakes to a serving plate. Garnish with some fresh blueberries and a tablespoonful or 2 of vegan yogurt. These freshly fried vegan Syrniki sweet vegan Ukrainian cheese pancakes are ready to give you the best start to your day.
It's not how long we live. It's how we live.
Ciao!
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deed. That's all life needs.
Ingredients. For all ingredients, please use organic versions if available. For the vegan beef stew or zharkoye, the ingredients are 75 grams of dried soy chunks, 500 grams of potatoes, 60 grams of carrots, 80 grams of white button mushrooms, 30 grams of celery stalks, 800 milliliters of water, 6 grams of fresh basil leaves, 1 gram of fresh thyme, 2/3 teaspoon of lake salt, 1 teaspoon of fruit and vegetable seasoning, 1 tablespoon of vegan butter, 25 grams of yellow bell peppers, 25 grams of red bell peppers, 25 grams of green bell peppers, 10 grams of fresh chili pepper, 50 grams of rice bran oil. Marinades for soy chunks: 4 grams or half teaspoon of fruit and vegetable seasoning, 4 grams or half teaspoon of lake salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground white pepper, half teaspoon of smoked paprika powder, 3 tablespoons of rice bran oil. Thickener: 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water. For the sweet vegan cheese pancakes or Syrniki, the ingredients are 450 grams of non-GMO firm tofu, 20 grams of semolina, 64 grams of all-purpose flour, 90 grams of powdered vegan sugar, 3 grams of vegan cheese powder, 26 grams of vegan egg cream, 70 grams of vegan butter, 6 grams of lemon juice, 1 gram or 2 drops of vanilla paste, 45 grams of raisins, 1 tablespoon of vegan yogurt or sour cream, some blueberries, 70 grams of vegan butter for frying, vegan egg cream, 50 grams of soy milk, 50 grams of vegan fresh cream, 2 grams of black salt, 15 grams of nutritional yeast, 3 grams of cornstarch, 6 grams of low gluten flour, 1 gram of baking powder, half gram of baking soda.
Heaven cannot be attained if creatures are killed. Manusmriti, Hinduism.
Compassionate viewers, we are glad you could join us on our show today. With these delicious classic Ukrainian or Iranian dishes to kickstart the new year, we hope you will soon be cooking lots of vegan zharkoye and vegan Syrniki for the rest of the year and beyond. You know you can rely on these foolproof recipes for any occasion. Up next is The Secrets of Venus, Part 5 of 12, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May you keep your courage and dreams for a better tomorrow, welcoming new hope and opportunities with open arms and bright smiles.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, heaven Godspeed.